It is monsoon season here in Tamil Nadu, which means we're getting a little bit of rain.
Oh, right.
But when I came to India in 2018, I had a much different idea of what monsoon season would be like in India than how it actually has been. Season is actually pretty diverse across India. It has a big impact on the country, the people, and the politics. And if you're traveling here, you're gonna wanna understand it because there are good places to go at this time, and there are places you definitely want to avoid. For instance, the wettest place in the world is in India, which I'll share at the end of the video. Don't go there during this time. And I'll share some tips from what I've learned being here through the monsoon seasons to maybe help you have a better time while you're here. First though, I think I should get an umbrella. This is as full as this lake has ever been. For 2 years of my 3 years in this place, there was no water in here at all, completely dry. This area of Tamil Nadu is actually extremely dry. There have been droughts that have ruined the crops and devastated the economy here for a number of years and seasons and different times. The fact that there is so much water here is amazing news for the people of the area. Plus, it's cool if you want to go swimming. One thing that I wasn't aware of in regards to the monsoon season was that there are actually 2 different monsoon seasons, and like many things in India, can be quite diverse as you go across the country. Most people think of the monsoon season as right after the summertime from June till August or September. And this is when most of India gets a ton of rain. The first monsoon happens because winds come down from the Himalayas and go along the coast, dropping all of their water. Goa gets drenched, Mumbai gets drenched, Delhi gets drenched, Kerala gets drenched. But in Tamil Nadu, we don't get very much rain at that time. We get rain during the second monsoon. This is also called the winter monsoon. The second monsoon comes up this way, dropping all of its water. It can go from September till October, even November. The east coast of India, Chennai, Pondicherry, Tamil Nadu, this is when we get our rain. Although in the past couple years, I can't remember too much rain. The amount of rain we've got this year is far above what's been usual. You are going swimming?
No.
No swimming? We have ourselves a party here. It is my understanding this is not a common event here. I've never seen anything like this before. And imagine being a kid in a place that's super hot, super dry, almost all year round. This is fun. Reminds me of being a kid again. We never got anything like this where I lived, but being a little kid, you get a big rain, go outside, play in the mud. That's always 2 thumbs up. I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that the monsoon season was a matter of life and death for people here in India for generations. Today, with modern irrigation, that's less so, fortunately. But from what I understand, it still has a big impact on things. Even if you're a modern day farmer who's running your irrigation, that takes petrol, which costs money. And because there are so many farmers here in India, what happens to the farmers also affects the politics here. Now that is a subject that is way above my pay grade. I don't know too much about it. It's very complex. But I do know for travelers, knowing about the monsoon season can have a big impact on where and when you go. Okay, here we have our India. I made this map for another video I did about a trip all around India. So go check out that one if you want a good travel video. But let's take a look at which places you'd want to avoid during the monsoon first, then where you might want to go. I'd say avoid the north. Just a month or so ago in Uttarakhand, I think 47 people died, 127 people were injured. The Himalayas are beautiful, but you're also going to get landslides, raging floods. It's less than fun. Goa is another place that gets a ton of rain during the first monsoon, June, July, and August. I'm gonna skip Delhi and Mumbai during this time too. Big cities during huge monsoons doesn't sound like fun to me. Being in traffic, monsoons, not my thing. I can't wait to get to Northeast India, but I'm not gonna go there during the monsoon time. The wettest place in the world is here. Now, if you wanna avoid the crowds like I do sometimes, monsoon can actually be a great time to travel in some specific places. During the first monsoon, the hill stations of Tamil Nadu are great. That's the summertime, but it's cool up in the mountains here. Goa gets drenched during the first monsoon, but if you go a little bit away from the beach, there are some jungles that are an amazing place to be during the monsoon. Specifically, the Bhagwan Manvir Sanctuary would be a good place to go. Central India also gets much less rain than the coast during monsoon, so that could be a good place to go. I had an amazing time in Khajuraho in Madhya Pradesh. Beautiful temples, not much rain. We are in Khajuraho at the Love Temple. I've learned a few things about having a good time during the monsoon as well if you're going to be staying in one place. My first recommendation would be to make sure your screens are able to keep out the mosquitoes. My screens are too big, so sometimes the mosquitoes can get in. You can buy separate things to put over your windows that are smaller. They're very inexpensive, and that would be the way to go. When booking your hotel, also be aware some hotels might not have mosquito-proof rooms, so asking about mosquito nets or reading through the reviews about past guests' experiences with mosquitoes is something I always do. For most travelers, mosquitoes are going to be the most dangerous thing during the monsoon. You don't want malaria, you don't want dengue. Because there's so much moisture in the air, it's very easy for something to mold. When you do get a sunny day, I like to take my bedding outside and hang it on the line. The sun can kill a lot of that, make it smell nice and fresh again. I also think having a second floor apartment is much better than having a first floor apartment. I don't get a ton of mosquitoes up here. I can sit outside and it's not too bad, even though we have a ton of standing water and have a ton of rain. Guy who lives below me often complains about the mosquitoes or even getting into his place. Anytime I go downstairs, within seconds, mosquitoes are on my ankles. Something to watch out for. The monsoon season though is just such a special time. I love it that it's so different from the USA. I love it that it's an excuse to stay inside and listen to a big storm outside, watch the rain fall, the lightning strike. I think it's beautiful and have been lucky to be in safe places. Hopefully these tips will help you have the best time as well. If you like the video, please click the like button, help this video go out to more people, and stay tuned for more videos about beautiful India.